Hey guys, thanks again for joining. In today's video, we will talk about Pitra Dosha that is formed by the sun. Pitra Dosha, we know, is famously, and many astrologers try to scare. Like, hey, you have Pitra Dosha, these things will happen. It all depends on all the conditions to be met. Yes, you can have Pitra Dosha, but on what degree, what is the degree difference between Sun and Rahu? And again, like what nakshatras are there? Are there any other aspects like Jupiter aspecting or Mercury is aspecting? So there can be a lot of factors that can eventually lead to the conclusion. That is, if the results will be good or bad, right? Sun is considered as the king among Navgraha and it represents our soul, the life giving, life continuing energy or source. It also represents father, forefathers, and ancestors, among many other important things, which makes it the most important planet in every horoscope. And accordingly, any afflictions to Sun from one or more than one malefic planet in horoscope can cause serious problems to the native. Okay. Ninth house of the horoscope represents our father, forefathers, ancestors, our share of luck that we brought to this life based on good or bad karmas done in past lives, and many other important things. And this house of horoscope is considered as one of the most important houses, since there is virtually nothing that a man can do without a good luck, right? If Sun or ninth house of the horoscope is afflicted by one or more than one negative planets in a horoscope, Pitra dosha is formed in that horoscope, which can cause various kinds of troubles, problems, and misfortunes for the native, depending on the house of placement of such Pitra dosh. Can also depend on the planets forming this dosha, the strength and nature of Sun, the strength of malefic planets afflicting the Sun, and couple of other important factors that are present in the chart. We have already discussed different kind of Pitra dosha and some of the other common things as well. So I won't go into those details now. If you would like to know more about that, you can view my Pitra dosha and the Pitra dosha playlist. Right? In this video, we'll totally be focusing on Sun. Sun, as we know, it stands for soul, life-giving energy, ability to produce children, especially male kids, fathers, house of government, and couple of other important things. When Sun is working negatively in the horoscope, which means that Sun is a malefic planet in a horoscope and it is afflicting the ninth house primarily due to placement in the ninth house of the horoscope. Pitra Dosha is formed in that horoscope which has been formed by the Sun itself, right? The reason of formation of this kind of dosha lies in bad karmas done by the native in his past lives, which affected the significances of the sun in a negative way. The natives who have not obeyed their father and grandfather and who have given problems, and disgrace to their father or grandfather many times in their past lives are likely to have this kind of pitradosh. The natives who have not done the after death rituals of their father, grandfather, and relevant forefathers in their past lives are also quite likely to have this type of pitradosha. Should be noted, and as I have discussed this already in my last or maybe some previous video, that the common misconception is Pitra dosha is caused by the curse of the ancestors, which is not true in most cases of Pitra dosha. But it can be true in this particular case, as the natives suffering from this Pitra dosha may not have performed the after death rituals for their father or forefathers, due to which the father or forefathers were not able to receive the benefits of these rituals and they had to suffer during their afterlife journey. And hence, they curse the native, and that curse has appeared as a Pitra dosha formed by the sun in the ninth house. Now, coming to the outcomes or the effects of this. So, people who have this kind of dosha, and again, as I said, has to meet all the conditions. Not necessarily, even if you have this placement, will meet all the conditions. And even if you have this kind of dosha, there's nothing that can be overridden by the divine power, right? So, in general, if this is the situation, so these people either they don't have kids or have to suffer great deal and throughout their lives on account of problems given by or related to their kids. As an example, natives with this kind of dosha may give birth to physically or mentally incapable kids and may have to attend to these kids throughout their lives. Being physically or mentally disabled, they might have to spend significant amount of money, resources, and time in order to take care of their troubled kids. Whereas some other natives may give birth to a kid who will prove to be their enemies in disguise and who will start troubling them right from their early childhood on account of their bad behavior, trouble causing attitude, engagement in a bad company. And these kids generally cause the downfall of the native family line. Family line. When these children grow young, there is a Hindi word, a kul nashak, right? just like how Duryodhan in ancient Indian tales used to be. So these kids grow up to be like that. So they will waste your time, money, they will indulge in some bad activities that will cause a bad name to the family. Now, Sun also represents the house of government, and it can also show that these might be the natives who intentionally might have committed crimes and frauds during their past lives that could have incurred problems and losses to the government of the country or state. And in their past lives, these natives either were not caught by the law enforcing agencies or they managed to escape somehow without getting acquitted. Hence, the punishment that they were supposed to receive in their past life was not delivered to them, and that was pending. As a result, these natives take birth and accordingly their chart is being constructed such that they receive punishment in this life. In this life, they are likely to suffer penalty and losses through the house of government and law of land during this lifetime. As an example, these natives might have to pay financial penalties imposed by government on their kids due to some misconduct or criminal activity, right? Their kids might also have to go to jail or they might have to go to jail. Okay. Another example, a native was driving in a car and he might get interrupted with the local police and may be charged with the smuggling of narcotics or drugs. And all he did was to give lift to some stranger or help some friend moving from one place to another without knowing that this guy has illegal drugs with him. And sometimes, even when they have not committed the crime, they might be acquitted because of it. So, sometimes it might happen that there might be some crimes which these natives have not done, but still they have to suffer for something they are not even connected with, right? So, what are some of the remedies that can be done? So, best thing for sun is like I think there is a Surya Stotra or a Surya mantra that you can do every day. And I've also read and heard that if you people with this kind of doshas, if they wake up before the sunrise, is going to be quite beneficial for you. And keep on doing good deeds. So there are some past karmas that you have to go through that. But if you keep on doing good stuff, eventually that's going to negate some of the bad effects. It's not going to negate the entire bad effect, but most parts of it. Right? So, guys, that's my understanding, and based on all the books that I have read on what happens when you have Pitra Dosha formed by Sun. If you do happen to like this video, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see you guys again. Thank you.